Door Mail, home of a great night's sleep.
Hello, girls.
Oh, don't forget,
We've got to say, everybody, it's Friday. The show is on Monday, 28th of June, at the Duchess Theatre in the West End. We are actually quite frightened now. And so get your tickets. There's not that many left, but get out, get them, and come and join us. So off your bums and get your tickets. You will have the silliest, funniest, quite naughty, quite raunchy, like a girls' night out, but everybody can join in. Brilliant. So Monday, get your tickets today.
Yes.
I've got mine already.
Ad over.
Great.
Oh, how do you feel? How do you feel about it? Or are you nervous, Dee?
I am not nervous. I'm actually very, very terrified.
Oh. You shouldn't
know what though. You know what will be wonderful is to be in a live theatre.
Yes.
We can't have that many in the audience because of COVID. We know that, but it doesn't matter. We'll be in a live theatre with live people, and we'll be live, hopefully.
Yes.
And we'll just have the best party ever.
Actually,
let's do it like that.
And we'll all be together as well. We'll all be together in the flesh.
I was in a live theatre last night, actually, because my grandson did a stagecoach show. And it was and there we were, all of us in the audience, obviously socially distanced, everything else, but watching all the kids do the shows. And it was wonderful. And suddenly you see the next generation, don't you? You think, uh-oh, he's got it in him, because he got on the stage.
Absolutely.
And I thought, uh-oh.
No, make him be a doctor. Anything that
yes, absolutely.
Anything else.
I think it's so ingrained in his blood. I don't think he's
Stagecoach is fabulous. It helps kids, because I wrote a musical for Stagecoach that they put on at Christmas. Yeah, it was fantastic. They're lovely people to work with, and I think their franchise is brilliant, because they don't just nurture actors, they actually help kids with their confidence, which is amazing.
That's a huge part of it, actually. I mean, even going to ballet, tap and modern when I was 7, it is a confidence thing. It's all about that.
Absolutely.
Well, Archie was the only boy in his sort of class. They were all girls, and I just
little girls.
Even that, you kind of saw him, and yet he came on the stage. The first thing he did was wave at everybody. He was sort of like that. So we were at the back. I was with my daughter, and then his dad was there at the other side, and his other grandma was there. We were all dotted over, and he was literally going.
How lovely.
Proud.
I'll just tell you, when I was first on stage, which was the age of 4, I used to have a song, and it was you've got to have heart, you really need his heart. And I used to have a long dress on, and I used to take it off, and I had a tap costume underneath, and I'd break into a tap routine. And the very first show I ever did, my mum was by the stage. I was so frightened that I weed all over the stage. And I just stood there, and it just came out, and I got a round of applause, and the laughter was unbelievable. But I had to carry on with wet knickers.
I'm so sorry.
That's brilliant.
Publicly, I'm so sorry to ask this publicly. I promise I won't tell anybody. But please don't do that on Monday.
Especially if there's a rake on the stage.
Yes, it's got a rake. We're all right.
Oh, bless you.
Oh, any other news, everybody?
Yes. May I? May I pull focus? This is enormous. Hold the front page. I know it's a big front page today, but we're ignoring that at the moment. I saved a bee's life this morning.
Oh,
you know
how? Why and how?
I keep reading bits and bobs about they're dehydrated and they're struggling and they're tired, and you have to mix a little sugar and water together. And I just went, I wonder if at least I know if ever that happens to me. And there was one right in the middle of my windowsill in the lounge. And I just thought, is he alive? And he'd moved. And I went, okay. So now I know what to do. Mixed it together, and I poured it little blob around him. and I've actually videoed it. I'm going to put it on Facebook later. I've got
Lovely.
literally a David Attenborough close-up like that, really like zoomed in, watching him or her feed, and then suddenly flew off like massive bzzz, and I went, I did that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh,
That's fabulous, Hills.
Yeah,
That
we
is
love our honey, don't we,
brilliant.
Bill? So
Yeah. How
Yeah.
amazing. How amazing. So we must remember that if you see a little bee struggling, try and get a sugary water.
Sugar and water.
Yes, that will help it.
Thank you.
yeah.
That will help it. Now then, we have a very interesting guest today. We have a stylist who's coming on to talk to us about all different things styling. But the most important thing to me is, of course, that she likes dogs. Please welcome our wonderful guest, Rachel Gold.
You're
Hi.
there.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
Oh my gosh, you look gorgeous. Can you give us a twirl?
Yes, of course.
Let's have a look.
I've got my jumpsuit on.
Oh, I like
that.
That's lovely.
We
What
love a
made-
jumpsuit.
Yes, I do. What
Always.
made you
Yes,
that, Rachel?
we
What
do.
made
French
you that?
Connection.
Where
French
is it?
Connection, and it's one of those jumpsuits that whenever you put it on, it makes you look all bright and sunny and happy.
That is
Lovely.
gorgeous.
Very
Thank
nice.
you.
I think I think me personally, I've got to remember that clothes do that. I think I've been in black for so long because of lockdown.
Yeah.
and jeans,
Yes.
that I think we all
Yes.
have, that we need
Yes.
to get some colour back. And that what did you say that was from French Connection?
French Connection, yes, yeah.
This
So the
season?
thing is with black is that it's okay. The way that you're wearing black is absolutely perfect because you've got your natural skin tone showing directly underneath your chin, and you can see across your shoulders your skin. Basically, if you wear black sort of up to the neck, you know, a polo neck, that can be so dowdy. So I
Yeah.
always say to people, whenever you're wearing black, try to make sure that underneath your neckline is your natural skin color, or some fabulous jewelry, or some fabulous earrings, you know, just to lift the whole look.
I
Do you know
always say to
something? Do you know,
everybody,
Rachel, I've got a dress that is like it's black, so it's like that, but
Yeah.
it's got the shoulders out,
Yes.
and that makes such a massive difference to that black dress.
Absolutely. I mean, look, this shape on you is absolutely beautiful as
gorgeous.
well.
I wanted to. I mean, we're digressing all over the place, but just
Yes, yes.
quickly, I always do say to people, I always think that as you get older anyway, that you can't really button up, can you? You always have to show a little bit of your chest. Don't you agree?
I think that it depends what your neck looks like,
Yeah,
and
it's
it
this, isn't
depends
it?
what yes, I mean, you can, if your neck is not too short, you can always wear sort of like a little scarf, a little pop of colour. So if you leave a few buttons open and then put like a really bright pop of colour, a little silk scarf, that looks fantastic. Also big earrings, you know, with a bright colour, maybe like a cobalt or an orange or something like that. We're trying to divert the eye away from the area that we don't want showing. So, you know, even a pop of colour on the lips does it as well. So, yeah, I mean, you know, I think it depends what shape you are in that area. I've got a very wrinkly neck, but then I've always had a wrinkly neck. So, you know, I do tend to wear scarves around there, but my neck is quite long, so it works. Whereas if your neck's too short and you put a scarf or a big chunky necklace, it can actually make you look as though you have no neck. So, you know, these are sort of the tricks of the trade.
So when did you start styling? How did it all happen?
Well, I started styling actually when I was 19. I was a bit of a wayward child and I legged it to New York, much to my mother's dismay. And I started working with a record label there. And they had a whole load of these sort of like disco artists, and I actually wanted to be a singer. So I was actually signed to this label, and he said, my God, you know, I absolutely love the way that you dress. Can you help the other artists? So that's actually how I sort of started my styling career. But I mean, I was still actually a singer at the time, so I was mixing it all up.
Wow.
Yeah, because you actually, Rachel, you were in a great sort of band, a girl band, weren't you?
Yes.
When was that? What was that like?
Well, it was amazing. It was Holland's answer to Bananarama. And there were 3 girls. And basically what happened was I had done a record in America and they had seen the front cover, the picture. And one of the girls in the band had left. They'd had a huge argument and she'd left. And so they actually contacted me and said, look, would you fancy being in this Dutch band? So I said, well, sure, why not? I had no idea how huge they were. I mean, we literally couldn't walk down the street. We would have people chasing us.
Wow, fabulous.
It was hilarious. Yeah.
Amazing.
Hilarious.
And did that really give you an inspiration to do more sort of styling? And because you have to get out there and look great, don't you, on stage? So that must have given you a real kind of buzz.
Look, I was always one of these people who dressed up in clothes that made people laugh when I was young. I was always quite flamboyant. My father was a very flamboyant character, so I suppose I got it from him. I think the thing was, being in a group and being on stage, you are the focal point. When I'm actually styling other people, they are the focal point. So, it's quite an interesting move from one into the other, because I really do actually know how people feel when I approach them with a clothes hanger and a clothes rail.
Absolutely. Do you ever get the urge to get out there again and perform, Rachel?
Well, sometimes, I write songs, and so sometimes I sort of think, oh, maybe I should get back out there and do it. But I mean, I think I'm probably just a little bit too long in the tooth. I don't think I'd have the patience for the politics.
Exactly. Do it for yourself.
Yeah. Talking about styling, when you style people, what's the difference between styling a man and a woman? And is there a difference really?
There's a massive difference. I mean, when you look at my client list, I've styled a lot of men. And basically what happens is when I get a man, then I tend to get lots and lots of other men after that. And it's the same thing with women. If I style someone and someone likes the look of her, then I get, the whole sort of set of women coming in. Men, if I say to a man, hey, let's go shopping, they go, all right. So we go.
Yeah.
And I say to them, ooh, you look gorgeous in that. And they say, ooh, do I? Thanks. Yeah, okay, fine. And they'll have it in 5 different colours.
Yes, that's the way to do it.
Whereas women are a lot more unsure, not quite sure whether or not they trust you. It's a confidence issue. It's a lot more psychological with women. It's very important to actually figure out what they want, how they see themselves, and make them comfortable. That's the main thing, while still being able to imprint my own thoughts of how they should be dressed. There's nothing worse than trying to put someone into something that they really don't feel comfortable and that makes them feel unhappy. I never do that. I just don't, it just don't work like that as a stylist.
That brings me to my second question. Have you worked with people where they've gone, actually, I don't like this? Or have you been wrong? Sometimes you've gone, do you know what, that's not what I meant at all.
No, I find that there's a lot of politics here. So, for example, if I'm styling for a magazine and they've given me a mood board for the celebrity and they want them to look a certain way, they haven't always told them that.
They never tell you.
And this is where the problem is, because you've got a celebrity coming in at 8 o'clock in the morning with no makeup on. They don't know me. There's a massive rail of clothes. They may not know the photographer. They may not like the makeup artist. They may have had a horrendous journey, and then suddenly they're told, oh, by the way, you're wearing a bikini.
Well, I know what I'd say.
yes, exactly. So politically it's very tricky, because I've got to try to achieve what's on the mood board for the client who has actually booked me. But at the same time, my duty is to the celebrity to help them feel fabulous and to make them look fabulous. So look, I've had people, ordinary people. I've had sort of ordinary people for things like Weight Watchers or magazines like that. I've had them say, I don't like it, I don't want to wear that, but that's because they're not used to being styled. generally with celebrities, they're used to it. It's a compromise. So the worst part of this with celebrities is not actually the celebrity, it's the people around them. That's the worst part of it, because what happens sometimes is I'll say to them, look, this dress looks really good, and then someone, I don't even know who they are, you know, some random sort of person who might be the agent's PA, will come along and say, oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
To which I normally say, well, it's just as well because you're not wearing it.
Yeah. Okay, so who's the most difficult person you've ever had
Come
to
on, tell us.
style?
We won't tell
Yeah,
you.
we want to know. Come on, spill.
Okay, here we go. Now, this was Loose Women, and it was not Colleen Nolan, because I love Colleen and I've dressed Colleen a lot, but it was one of the ladies there, and she has her own style.
Oh, I know. What you mean.
And she, you know, we had a conversation beforehand. I could tell that it wasn't going well at all, this conversation. The conversation deteriorated to the point where I said, look, you know what? I actually think you should bring your own clothes. I really do. I think you'll be a lot more comfortable.
And it was Sherry, wasn't it? It was our very own Sherry.
It was. I did it for 16 years, you see, so I know each of those, and I know exactly the person.
Oh,
right.
Yeah. I won't say.
Okay. So I mean, look, bless her. Bless her. She has a way. But even when she actually saw the rail, I overheard her say to someone, well, I would have worn that.
wow.
No, you see, that I get it completely.
Very quickly. Your list, Rachel, of celebrities, people that are in the media that we all know is so eclectic. I mean, just grabbing a couple out of the air. Petula Clark, adore.
Fabulous.
I can't tell you how much I love that woman. Lewis Hamilton, of course, and then Harry Bikers. I mean, hello.
I know.
And amazing. And James Martin, who
James.
I can't cope with Saturdays unless I've seen him, and then I can start my weekend.
I love James. I did his last 2 book covers as well, and I've been to his home. He is just the most lovely chap. He really is. He's so down to earth, you know, very down to earth. He's a good laugh. He's good fun, you know, and he's one of these blokes, you know, you say to him, wow, you look great. And he'd go, really? Cool. Yeah.
All right. I love it. And if I do a dead or alive, because it's just fascinating, if you could get your hands on somebody, or maybe reword it differently. So yes, a dead or alive, as in a dream person that you would love to have styled if they're not here anymore, like a Marilyn Monroe or an Elvis or whatever, or somebody that you see now in the media where you go, oh, just give me 5 minutes with them, I could change them for the better. Like somebody we all see constantly that you go, let me have them for a few minutes.
Dead or alive first. Dead or alive.
Dead or alive.
Dead or alive. Winston Churchill.
Oh,
really?
Wow.
Oh, yes. I would have loved it. He just seemed like such an interesting character. I remember seeing when he had his portrait painted, and the chap was talking about how interesting he was and how sort of self-deprecating. What's the word?
Self-deprecating.
That's the word I'm looking for. But also just such an interesting and intense character.
Yes.
It would have been so interesting to try to get him out of his mold and just into something else, some other
trainers,
trainers. Yes, a pair of trainers, exactly, a pair of trainers.
Leather jacket.
Yes, exactly.
And what about a woman, Rachel? Somebody in the past.
Goodness. A woman in the past. Well, I loved her style anyway, but I think I probably would have liked to. Joan Armatrading. I would have
Oh yeah,
loved
yes.
to have, I mean, she was so moody, and the music was so intense and so heartfelt. I think I would have liked to have taken her out of all those dark clothes, you know, and dressed her in something sort of like Marrakesh kind of colours, you know, and soft silks and satins and paisleys and those sorts of things, you know, because she was just, you know, well, she still is. I mean, she's such a character. I just would have loved to have softened her and made her so much more kind of rainbow.
Great answers.
Lovely.
Thank you. Yeah. You know,
I was going to say, we're dying to know what you've got next project-wise, anything immediate and also future projects, and to let everyone know, all the viewers of the Wonderbird show, where they can find you on social media.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes, Instagram. I'm on Instagram with Rachel Gold Stylist _, and I do lots and lots of content. What I'd like to do is I like to do these little films where you'll get one dress and I'll show you how to style it 3 or 4 different ways. You know, because I think that's really important that I'm not sort of going on the great big sustainable trip as such, but I do think it's important that we love the things that we have and we can make use of them, you know, because otherwise you just got a wardrobe there and you tend to use like 20%, if that much of that wardrobe.
That's true.
And I think it's nice to teach people how to style themselves. So I've got that, and then I've got a YouTube channel which I've just started. I think I've got 16 subscribers. And it's called Style It Like This. Yeah, it's called Style It Like This, and it's the same thing. It's very much sort of, you know, here's a jumpsuit, here's how you wear it. You can wear it with boots, you can wear it with heels, you can put a hat on, you can put some big earrings on, always stride around feeling proud in the clothes that you've got. Yeah, very much so. So they're kind of like the projects that I'm working on at the moment. Yeah, I really like to inspire people. You know, that's always been my aim. I love to make people look fabulous and feel fabulous. I think it's really important.
Well, you've inspired us today, I can tell you.
We are.
Really
yes,
we'll
I feel inspired. It's all very hard, I think, now, especially as we've got what we say lockdown lard.
Yes, yes, yeah. And, you know, I think what's really important is to get out of the joggers and those sorts of things, because what happens when you put that sort of loungewear on, it gives you the ability to eat and continue eating, and then not actually realize, you know, then not realize what you're actually doing to yourself. And so then when you try to put your clothes on, they then don't fit, and that's more depressing. So you then sort of start going back into black. Exactly.
Rachel, you need your own TV show. This is so good. All the stuff that you're bringing to no, but you do. Well, there's lots of different shows that, but it's such a insight to open your wardrobe and reinvent your wardrobe.
Think about it rather than throw it away.
Yeah, very much so. You know, and people, you know, people feel so lacking in confidence. And I think it's really important that the things that you actually own, you own them as such, you know, and you know how to style them, and that makes you feel a lot more confident rather than looking outwards and saying, oh, they look great, but I can never look like
you're
that.
right.
Rachel, I would like to announce that you are the official Wonderbird stylist, starting from today.
Thank you. We need you to come back and show us some of your styles and, you know, dresses and what you do with clothes. And
thank you so much. Absolutely. I would love to do that. That would be great.
We'd love you to do that.
Excellent. I'm on. Thank you. Lovely.
Thank you for coming to see us, Rachel.
So much.
You're more than welcome. It was lovely to see you all, ladies. You all look beautiful.
Your doggies for me.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Wow, how interesting.
Oh, she's a joy.
That's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very exciting.
We can do it coming on with maybe some models and showing us, you know, just what it is ordinary clothes and what you can do with them rather than high-end, high street, you know.
Yeah. Sherry, you always, I say this all the time, don't I? No, Sherry always looks amazing. She always does every top, everything. She's always immaculate. I've never ever seen you not looking great.
Well, it's my mom taught me that you don't go out of the house unless you're fully fledged, made up you know,
Yes.
everything done. She taught me that from being
Absolutely.
4.
Oh, bless. We are a credit to her.
You
Thank
are. You
you.
need your own clothes brand, darling.
Yes,
You
we're,
really
we're
do.
work- let's
Thank
work
you.
on that one.
We're working on that.
That's a good one.
Working on that.
We will. We will.
Anyway,
The countdown begins now. Yes.
it does.
Monday
tickets.
live show.
Max.
See you all there.
See you there. Thanks, Hills. Thank you for coming. Love you.
Bye.
Thanks, Els.
Bye.
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 Dormail, home of a great night's sleep.
Saparista want to take your taste buds on holiday. Treat yourself or someone special to the wonderful taste of the Mediterranean. Visit saparista.com for delicious tasting, authentic food and drink from small local artisans. Type wonderful in the checkout for a 20% discount.